Raise your hand here. Who does not know who Kevin Dunn is? Let me see where we're dealing. Oh, excellent, excellent. Most of you, I'll tell you quickly, for those that don't know, Kevin Dunn is and has been for way too long the executive producer of Titan Television, the WWF, WWE. He's universally disliked, but he's so powerful because Vince likes him that nobody will knock him to his face. He doesn't like wrestling. He likes sports entertainment. He thinks that everything about wrestling is that Southern stuff that, you know, he treated me, as I told Jim Ross, who he repeated it to Kevin Dunn, he treated me when I got up there like I was the guy that ran the Ferris wheel at the county fair. Because he's the guy who didn't think anybody in Madison Square Garden would know who Terry Funk was because he'd never been big in the WWF. And of course, as soon as he comes out with the pantyhose on his head, carrying the chainsaw, that Terry. He didn't think anybody would like Cactus Jack because, well, Cactus Jack was on their TV down south. He wasn't ever a star for us. Well, that's why when he walked out, people, Cactus Jack is back, oh God. He's been wrong every time. He blistered me one time for comparing Edge, Gangrel, and Christian to the Freebirds. I said, if these fucking guys draw a tenth of the money the Freebirds did, we'll all be happy. Well, you're dating him. That's old, and nobody, you know, a lot of people don't remember the Freebirds anyway. I said, Michael Hayes works here. Well, no, this was 10 years ago, but I said they revolutionized tag team wrestling. They were on the national television in some form or another for the better part of a decade, and we're dealing with wrestling fans. He can't get over it. He thinks they're all WWF fans, sports entertainment fans. We want the mainstream audience. We don't want the wrestling fans. It's all wrestling. Vince McMahon says wrestling. Kevin Dunn says wrestling. You know what I say to them? Fuck you. Anyway, so we got to go to Halifax, Nova Scotia. Here comes the Bucky Beaver story. We got to go to Halifax, Nova Scotia for Monday Night Raw, which goes on here live at 10 o'clock because we're all the way out in the freaking ocean on a Monday night, but because the geniuses booked this expedition before they realized how much it cost. Has anybody here ever gone to Halifax, Nova Scotia? That's what I thought. And you didn't like it, did you, once you got there?
I'm Canadian.
Yeah, well, then fuck you anyway. Okay, so they find out the plane tickets are like $1,200 a piece to go to Halifax unless you get a Saturday night stay. So they fly us in on Saturday afternoon for a Monday night show, and we're sitting in Halifax. I didn't bring a fishing pole or a hunting rifle, so I'm pretty well screwed. So I sit there the better part of 24 hours. Then we have a production meeting on Sunday night. And that was at the time when Del Wilkes, the Patriot, was coming in, and he was just starting to get over a little bit, starting to work with Heart Foundation. We're in Canada, by the way. Remember the U.S.-Canada thing? Heart Foundation, Degeneration X, blah, blah, blah. The Patriot was going to come out in some way on the losing end of a confrontation with Heart Foundation. And he was going to kind of be left, you know, like a plate full of piss. And I said, wait a minute. I said, there's no new talent out there. This guy's got a great body, and he's all of the outfit. I loved it. You know, a modern-day masked guy, but he could talk, and he could work, and he looked great, and he's all American. I said, this guy can be big, but let's not cut his legs off from under him by having him on television, being booed out of the building and being left in a plate full of piss by the Heart Foundation. And they go off talking about what T-shirt Spot Sable's going to be doing and everything. I said, let's come back to the Patriot. I still would like not to kill our new top babyface. Blah, 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 blah. They go off on something else. I said, one more thing. I said, can anybody just please tell me why we're assassinating the Patriot? And Kevin Dunn, and I got to describe him, he's about this tall, balding a little bit, but he's got a bad haircut. Now, the guy makes $1 million a year now since they pulled that stock scam and scammed everybody out of their money, even though they still own the company, but they try to make people think they do. You know, if you own a piece of the WWF stock, you know what you own? Piece of fucking paper, because you can't do anything about it because Vince owns 90%. Anyway, so he's about this tall. He's got the hatchet haircut, right? He's very little, and he has a habit because he's got these teeth. When he closes his mouth, you can still see more of them than I've got to begin with, right? The lips won't go over them. And he gets in the announcer's headsets and all the other crew people, because he's the producer in the truck, while he's snacking on Cheetos, going, okay, now what we'd like to do I'm this one. So anyway, I said, can somebody please tell me why we're going to kill the Patriot? He looked at me. Jim, I find you very tiresome. I stood up, I said, you know what, I'm tired of them fucking Bucky Beaver teeth of yours, motherfucker. How about I pull you over this fucking table and beat the fuck out of you? And I can fucking do it. One person I can fucking beat is you. Because I've been in Halifax, Nova Scotia for fucking 3 days so far for a goddamn TV show we're not doing till tomorrow. And you're more worried about Sable's fucking t-shirt than we're going to assassinate a new piece of talent we got here. You know what? Boom. Close my shit up. Y'all go ahead and have your meeting. I'm gone. Go back up to the room. Got out of production meetings for 3 weeks after that. But the moral to the story. Vince comes to me. He says, Jim, you're going to have to apologize. Kevin was very upset. So was I. He feels you made it personal. He made it personal with me too. Jim, he's the executive producer. See, the reason why Kevin Dunn's father was the same thing for Vince's father. One time, they're coming back from the Allentown, PA TV tapings, and Kevin Dunn's father's car catches on fire. And he jumps out of the car and goes in the trunk and gets the TV tapes out before the thing blows up. So that has entitled his son to have a fucking job for life, even though everybody that works there hates him but won't admit it. Anyway, Jim, you've got to apologize. All right. First only time in my life I ever apologized to anybody, didn't mean it. He has Kevin come over to his house. Vince does, because we're there on a Wednesday doing the writing thing. Sit down in his dining room, just me and Kevin Dunn. I said, Kevin, sorry, just tension, the moment, heat of the matter, got carried away. I'm sorry. I apologize if I, said anything that hurt your feelings. I didn't mean it. Sorry, whatever the fuck I said. I was making shit up, right? Because I wanted to say I hate you, you fucking shit. Anyway, he looks at me and starts crying. He's a 45-year-old man. He starts crying because he says, the kids always used to make fun of my teeth in school. And seriously, it's coming, right? And the whole thing, I'm sitting there going, you make $500,000 a year, get your fucking teeth fixed. How can you be so sensitive? You don't have a conjoined twin on your head. They can't take it off or you'll have a fucking brain aneurysm. It's your fucking teeth. File them down and get them capped. But the thing, we never mixed, we never meshed, because he's a sports entertainment guy and he downgrades or just disrespects anything that anybody did anywhere else. Meanwhile, I hate the fuck out of sports entertainment because I want wrestling back. So we never got along.